So yeah, just have to be a little bit of a change up. The bans for the first game were already interesting. I'll be very curious to see what we get this time around.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to be interesting. Brood first phase ban maybe, or maybe just making sure you have some answers to it. I mean, what are good answers for the Brood? Because I don't think we've seen many.
I don't know. I thought that I really thought that Entity, being one of these teams that have been jamming the Brood all the time super early, would be one of the ones to show us some of the answers, but it certainly didn't feel like it. The only things I can think of are, I think, less than just like sitting and dealing with the spiders. I think the real way to deal with it is to be able to get on top of it and kill it. So like if you've got the Primal Beast, if you've got a Spirit Breaker, just somebody that can make the Brood not feel safe even when she's on her web, and not let her just sit back and grab all of this farm and become this huge utility hero for the team. But I don't think it's gonna make it through this time around.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure they have some answers. I'm sure they have some ideas. We'll see. But no change as of yet, except for the Marcy being banned out by actually Team Secret here. So it's going to be Entity's first pick, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. 10 seconds remaining. So yeah, kind of interesting for Secret that they can probably just, they might be able to leave the Enigma through. What else we got? There's an Undying. And where have we deviated from the previous game?
Was the previous game.
Okay. Oh, okay. They're just gonna get rid of the Broodmother. I think the Primal Beast ban was maybe like, hey, are you gonna let us first phase Brood? So yeah. the other cheesy thing that Entity have done that has worked beautifully has been this Arc Ward, and they're 4-0. But do they feel confident doing it against Secret? Do they feel like Secret might have a plan for that as well? So they do just take the Nyx Assassin. They don't have to give away the Marcy this time around to get it.
No, they do give away the Enigma. We'll see if Team Secret want to play with that. It's likely they will.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Though I think if Secret want it, they can maybe even leave it a little bit later. Okay, never mind. Just gonna snag it here.
Yeah, they have a history of taking it in the first phase when available, and they're also going to grab themselves a Tusk here on the side of Team Secrets. Is this a flex for Team Secret?
Maybe a tiny bit, but I think it's probably just going to be Zayat's playing it here.
Feels like that's the most likely option. So Entity won't go for the Arc Warden, but they will go for the Leshrac, which, as I mentioned, was banned last game. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so I think this is maybe a little bit of a flex for them, but I think we've actually seen Pure playing it more than Stormstormer. Oh, I tell a lie. It's they both played 2 games. Pure's won twice. Stormstormer's 1-1. But they definitely have that option there. I get the feeling that the Arc is maybe getting banned out here, potentially, just to not have to worry about it.
I think Arc and Leshrac is a good con. I guess it works together pretty well, right?
I think they have played them together. I'm gonna go and look at what they're. So 2 of them were Arc LD. What were the other ones? They did play an Arc Lesh against Thunder Awaken, and the other game that they also Arc Wardened against Thunder Awaken was also and that was a Lesh Brood Arc Warden game.
Oh, that one, that lovely game. Imagine.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, bans coming out for both teams now. Secret, they're just banning their own draft. They're like, man, our draft was so good. Let's just ban it against them.
Yeah.
No, I don't let them play our draft. That was sick.
Dang, our captain is just so smart, so handsome, great at countering Enigma. Let's just get rid of the gyrocopter. Good job, puppy.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
Okay, so Pango gone again. We talked about this last time around. Nisha's looked really good. This hero does not... It has not looked counterable in the lane. Even the laning matchups where he gets dumpstered looks good. Feels like the only thing that people have had to ban is the Bloodseeker, so not at all surprised to see that removed. Yeah, Secret, I think maybe you just... Do you just ban the cheese? Probably ban some pure heroes. Yeah. I still think that this like banning Pudge when the Lesh is already on the table is a bit weird. I don't know about you. Just like
Yeah, like it's kind of like the same hero, isn't it? Like you just have two
Somewhat. Yeah.
AoE damagey guys. You know,
Well,
it's
you kind of counter them in the same ways, right? You buy BKB, you get Spirit Vessel, you get all the anti-healing stuff. Yeah. So I don't know if Entity necessarily would have played those two together, but Secret's still covering their bases. Pure is definitely one of the best Pudge position 1 players. But that would also be, kind of compromising their flex that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I'd like them to get rid of the Drow here on Entity, by the way. I'm just going to put that one out there. Feel like that's been a really good answer to the Leshrac. Bloodseeker also been a pretty good answer as well. Also kind of sets up for... No, they've already banned out the Pangalai. Never mind.
Yeah. I don't really know what to read into this Bloodseeker ban, necessarily. I don't feel like too many of Pure's heroes really struggle against the Bloodseeker. Like, he isn't really like a PA player. Or at least, not so far. What else could they be thinking about?
Do you think the Entity still need to answer this Enigma?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's. I don't think they're really representing any counters to it just yet. The doesn't really look like they can kill him in lane. They don't have any ways to deal with the black hole. And we have seen Enigma look like the absolute best hero in the whole game in some of these TI matches. So they get rid of the silencer. That is something that Fishman has played a lot. Wouldn't have been surprised to see that get picked up. And now for Secret, what could they consider? I wouldn't even mind seeing like the Chen here. I don't think it's something that they've played that much in TI necessarily. I'm gonna go look at the.
I think in the groups we saw, maybe not actually. Puppy's been a bit sacrificial in that regard. Not very greedy on his pos 5s.
Entities turn to pick.
Oh,
Chen?
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Get it.
Yeah, I just think that this could end up being a similar situation to Game 1, where if Entity aren't careful, especially with the Nyx, you can just run out of damage. Like, they don't have the Enigma counters just yet, so it's not going to be this super poverty Enigma. He's going to get to his Wraith Pact. The Chen's going to be bringing the heals. The creep, the small Centaur is just amazing against Leshrac as well. Like, how do you kill people through all this heal? And Entity just going to go for... Okay, this is somewhat of the Enigma answer, at least, but also a little slow. And Team Secret seem to be turning that speed dial all the way up to 11, potentially, this game.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I mean, I'm happy with it, honestly. I'm happy with it. I think this is something
5
which they
seconds
can rely on
remaining.
Pierre to take the game over with if he's the one playing it. They can also hold the lane. Any possibility of Toby taking it off lane?
Yeah, maybe. Could be an option. Okay, so Entity, yeah, believe in the Jakiro. I mean, it's nice with the song.
It is good this game, I would say. Like, against the Enigma and the Chen, all those units, I think there is some value in the Jakiro here, right?
There is, but I still just... Like, how does anybody die quickly enough? The last pick on Entity, I think, really needs to solve that, because there isn't much burst. Leshrac does pump out a lot of damage, but it's not to just sit and kill one hero. And the heals from the Chen, the mech, the Wraith Pact and stuff are looking so value this game. Like the Chen heal over time portion that got added to his ultimate is just going to get full value every single time against the lineup that Entity have so far. Secret, they have not been super successful with their Lina, at least in this event, but it is something that they do go to from time to time. I think they're like 1 and 2. It's not the end of the world this time around, but
yeah,
I think this is largely because they're pretty sure that the Lesh is heading mid. Like you said, there could still be some weird Naga off lane like shenanigans if they feel like there's a better 1v5 hero for Pure or Stormstormer in this spot.
Yeah, I think that like Entity love to just keep this flex all the way through till the end, keep them guessing, and pull out what they think is the absolute best hero at the end here. So, yeah, could be the Nagasaran moving around the lanes. Could be safe, could be off lane, could be Leshrac mid, could be safe. They will still be able to flex between that mid and that safe lane or the off lane if they need to. So, plenty of options open. Secret, meanwhile, they just need a carry. That's it. They just need the Chrysalis hero.
Yeah, I feel like they've kind of got their bases covered for the most part. I would like to see one of these more like frontliney carries with the Lina. Let Nisha be the real pause one. What I was harping on about the whole time in the previous game, just not having anybody to frontline for Stormer. So it's just something like that. Yeah, very run at you lineup for Secret. Lots of group up and push. What else has Crystal's played? I think even his like, it's tricky because the question is how much do you need to care about the Naga Siren? Like, are you planning on just playing so fast that she's never really a problem, or do you feel like you still need to have some answers to feel confident? Going a little bit later on. Like I could even see I was about to say Dawn, but they've already picked Nyx on Entity, so maybe that's not what you want to go for if you're Team Secret. Yeah. What else could you go for? Could you just pick like a Jug and just make your whole team unkillable? Like there's just so much sustain. It's not a hero that's been popular at all.
No, I haven't seen much of that. I feel like something along the lines of the Troll could be more tempting for them.
Yeah.
Something you can just stick on the lash and kind of just run him down. Or even Lifestealer has been pretty popular as well, especially with the Lina.
Yeah, I could see the Lifestealer looking pretty good. Regardless, they're going to get to see the entire draft from Entity, so they'll know if there's any weird flex going on, if this Naga is suddenly going to appear in the off lane.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about the specific hero which we think Entity are going to pick, but I do want to know what you think they need to kind of like line up this draft. Like, is it team fight? Is it push? Is it objective taking?
I think they just need some single target damage. They need some like actual pick off threat to kind of go along with this Nyx assassin. Okay. That's sort of what I'm looking at here.
But I mean, they have the less track for damage, though. Do you mean like just straight up stuns, or a bit of both? You know, one of those eliminating heroes which can take someone down.
Yeah. I'll just reiterate that like I think the Lesh damage is decent, but it's not just going to sit there and focus one hero down in the fights, and there's going to be a Snowball Save and a Wraith Pact and a Chen Aura and a Chen Heal and a Chen Mech. And all of this stuff, and I think it'll end up looking very, very similar to that previous game, where even if they land the like perfect chain stun on Crystallis and he doesn't get his BKB off, you only get him down to 15%, and then suddenly he's just turning around on you.
Yeah, deploy the savior spells. Well, Entity, final pick for them. They have 14 seconds to make it. What is it going to be? Who is it going to be? And where is it going to be played? Are the big questions right now. I'm kind of hoping they don't do the Naga Siren off lane, I'll be honest. And it is going to be the Arc Warden all the way through till the end. They will hold on to it, but they pull it out in the final moments here. So this will be the Stormer hero, right?
Yeah, I think it's Stormer Arc. I mean, they're 4-0, but we'll see if they can keep that record undefeated. And it is going to be, I guess the Pure Lesh, and we're going to see Toby playing the Naga Siren. So it was Entity, right, that played this offlane Naga, but then they had the AA. It was like Naga AA dual lane that turned out to be surprisingly good.
It was pretty good. Yeah. Went for the Meteor Hammer as well. Tried to pull off some stuff. Wasn't bad, honestly. Didn't hate it. Kind of lacked a I don't know, the oomph factor in the team fights, but I guess when you have the Arc Warden, you don't really need it. This is going to be... They're just going to slow it right down. They just want to hit that. They want to have that reset button. And they won't be able to get that Aghanims up on the Arc Warden along with the Octarine and just spam the map with those annoying little wraiths, the Spark Wraiths.
Do they not just? Yeah, it's just the Lifestealers. It's like
the Lifestealer every day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not complicated. So yeah, the idea for Entity with this draft, if you didn't catch some of their other games where they were doing it, the offlane Naga, Toby does like to go for a Meteor Hammer. I think he did that in the one game, and the offlane Naga still bringing a lot of that like split push and wave shove potential that your position 1 Naga brings. And the way that Entity ideally play with their Arc Warden is they have Pure and Toby constantly shoving things over in the direction of Team Secret, and then we see Stormstormer just with the Midas like absorbing all of the farm in the wake there on his side of the map. I don't know if they're going to get away with it this time around because Secret do have they can play a lot of tempo, but that's the idea. And then you play this Magic Arc and you go for the Ags and the Octarine and everything else. We will just have to see if it works for them here.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Entity, they just want to delay the game, right? They've got Nagasara and
Yeah.
they've got Jakiro. These are the two heroes which is going to hold the map as well as the Arc Warden, of course. So, I mean, what do Team Secret have to smash through that? It's just like the Lifesteal and the Lina, I guess. Like, the Enigma is still a little bit slower, I suppose.
Yeah, a little bit, but like if Enigma doesn't get completely dumpstered in the lane, he's still going to be bringing all of those useful auras. The group up and push for Secret is pretty scary. I don't even know if they really need like a pipe looks super value, but again, I don't even know if they need it to be able to sustain against Entity. It's going to take Entity such a long time to get to the point where they can like convincingly kill people. Is my concern.
Yeah, Team Secret really didn't give them the time they needed last game either, so we'll see if they can close it out this time around, or whether it is going to be Entity able to even the score here against their rivals of the year. It is Secret vs Entity, game number 2 kicking off here. A very interesting draft indeed coming out from Entity with the offlane Naga. I don't know what's more interesting, the offlane Naga or the mid lane Archon. I guess the offlane Naga is something we might want to expand on a little bit more, but there's not that much to it really.
Yeah, it's just something that Entity like. The laning stage actually looks pretty strong, though. Like we said the last time we saw it, it was with this AA, and there was kind of a ridiculous ensnare, cold feet combination that they were getting going. But she's got great stats. She can be annoying, put a lot of harass down. I don't think there's going to be too much pressure coming from the Secret lane. Like it is just a Chen at the end of the day. So it's going to depend a little bit on what creeps Puppey gets, of course.
So a little bit of a standoff here over the early runes, but probably nothing going to happen. No one really going for the big smoker plays. That was like such a thing in the LCQs, but now we're into the groups. That seems to have settled down a lot. People aren't really running at each other for the pre-runes anymore.
The battle begins.
Yeah, not quite as much. We see some smokes out, people pop down wards, they try and get an idea of where everybody is going. Entity are going to get slightly the better of it here as they grab 3 bounties for themselves. Pure not even going to go out of his way to pick it up. Yeah. Bill Gates sees $10 on the ground, doesn't have to take the time to... Yeah, this man's got too much GPM for that, going to leave it to Kadomi to grab it.
Of course, I'll do it. So, yeah, it looks like Entity are mixing things up a little bit with Fishman down at bottom and Naga Siren going to be joining in. So, yeah, not the traditional lane setup for Entity, but most likely Fishman still playing the 5 on this Jakiro, going to be by the wards and whatnot, and giving the farm priority to Kataomi just for the laning phase. They'd rather mix it up a little bit.
I don't know that this is a super fun lane for the Jakiro to be in either. Like, Chen's got a lot of sustain, Lifestealer's got a lot of sustain. How much are you really going to be doing with the dual breath is kind of a question.
Yeah, and Puppey is so annoying on this Chen as well, just chasing people around. Yeah, you never have a fun time as a sport against Puppey.
Definitely not. He's just not going to let Fishman back into the lane at this point. We've leave
him alone, Puppey. Poor Fishman.
Yeah, I wonder who's feeling happy about this. Is Fishman like, yeah, I'm giving solo experience to my Naga Siren, you clown? Or is this is Puppey also kind of smiling that Crystallis is going to just get his first few levels as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the Jakiro is very nice when you can land the dual breath, if you will. But not super easy against the Lifestealer and the Chen. The Chen is just going to be playing on the side the entire time, never going to be snuggling up to Crystallis that much. It's going to be a lonely night.
Yeah, I was trying to body block him so he can't get into his camp again or get the courier.
I'm just happy to watch this whole laning phase. You know what? Screw everything else that's going on. Let's just settle down. Watch the Puppy and Fishman show. Fishman just getting clicked beyond all oblivion. Puppy, highest hero damage in the game at the moment. I might go to one of these mid laners. Actually, have been taking chunks out of each other. Stormer, and Nisha, absolutely just trading hits at the moment.
Yeah, Stormer taking a lot of damage. Not going to be picking up a bottle. Does just buy a whole lot of regen. Try and rush into this Midas as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah, absolutely going to be the play. We can see it do him every single time. It's not one of these heroes where you can kind of... You might be tempted to go for the Maelstrom if you're having like a really bad game or need to get online super quickly or something, but for his build, the Midas is what he wants all day. So Nisha going to do as best he can to slow that down, dominate the lane most likely, although for now Storm has actually done pretty well on the last hits, to be fair.
Yeah, he seems to be doing fine. It's already looking like a better start for Entity this time around. Pure's farming quite nicely up top, doesn't really seem to be getting shut down by the Enigma too much. They are representing a little bit of kill threat, and they're just going to keep going on the idol. He's snowballing the Eidolons.
Save the babies! Zayats gets the Eidolons inside the snowball. A lot of damage out onto Pure, to be fair. He's under the tower, but he's taken so many hits here. You have to mango him up good and proper.
Would have been cooler if he'd dodged the stun on all of them, but still style points there for Zayats, certainly.
Yep. Save the babies.
Oh, Fishman, he's still level 1. Crystallis is level 4.
Oh no. Going for the TP out. I don't think they have the cancel, and I don't think they have the damage. So that's going to be at least Fishman getting away this time around, getting all the way back to the base.
Are you okay?
There is a bit of a disparity going on last hits, by the way. Crystallis and Rezo not having a great time, has to be said. Definitely lane's looking better, at least so far for Entity.
Yeah, the lane bottom's actually looking pretty tricky. Toby just able to play with all 4 of his illusions.
He's got Snowball. He'll be alright. He's taking a lot of damage, but Snowball across to the creep wave under the tower. I feel like all the Tusk players there were going, this Tusk is fine, and then all the people who haven't played against the Tusk very much are like, this is a bit of danger, but the moment those enemy creeps come under the tower, you can be very aggressive with your positioning on this hero, and just slide yourself back to safety. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Toby, he's actually doing a really good job of just outlast hitting Crystallis down here. This is kind of insane. In the 1v1, the Naga Siren is reigning supreme. She is the queen.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that Crystallis can do about it, right? If he's just last hitting with the mirror images and timing things properly.
He's getting frustrated here as well as Toby just getting a lot of these range creeps. Does manage to grab 2 on Crystallis there, so that'll be something. But yeah, I don't know. Chen, what can he really do about this as well? He's just going to probably hit Fishman some more. That seems to be his game plan.
Yeah, they both sort of decided to be the position 6 this game, right? All of the experience is just going into their cores this time around.
Yep. And you asked earlier on who's going to be the happier being left in the 1v1. I think your answer has been thoroughly given.
Yeah, seems pretty clear that this is really good for Toby, and the Naga a really important ingredient in this strat, like we were talking about, and him having a good start, starting to open up the map. He's not going to be farming into big carry items, but he's still going to be cutting a lot of waves and scouting, providing pressure on the map to try and slow down this secret strat, which is very much looking to hit their timings, group up, take Roche, and just kind of keep that ball rolling before the Arc Warden can become a huge problem.
Yeah, the ingredients are somewhat falling into this place for this very fruity Entity strategy. A great start for them so far, but of course Nisha might be the X factor here as he is just absolutely farming up a storm in the middle lane at the moment on the Lina.
Yeah, he's looking good. He is going for the Arcane Boots, so maybe representing that he's actually going to go for the magic build here, and not the right click. Yeah, I find it a little bit weird because the other games where we've seen the Lina lifestealer, it's been all about like the Lina synergizing with the open wounds.
Yeah, it's been a
getting
really
all those
cool
attacks off. Yeah, but something a little different here for Nisha.
Yeah, taking some damage here, but Zayats might actually be the one in trouble, especially with the Tempest double coming over, but they don't land the Spark Wraith, so Zayats will be okay in the end. Yeah, I mean, might be something to do with the fact that you're playing against an Arc Warden, so the magnetic field later on is going to be there. Maybe that's what's deterring you from going for it.
Yeah, it does mean that their push is going to be a little slower, but certainly I can see the idea here. The burst's still going to be good against the Leshrac.
Yeah, we'll see.
And of course, buying the Arcane Boost does not completely commit him to one build or the other, but just gives us that little bit of an indication. Puppy's just been stacking it, but he hasn't really been jungling that much for himself. Maybe he'll go soak some experience at mid or something at some point, but doesn't seem overly concerned. Still finding pretty decent mech progress just by existing and not dying, so should be an okay timing for him.
Puppy playing Chen and buying mech. It's been a stable of probably every single TI. Actually, I wonder if Puppy has played Chen and built a mech at every single TI.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, loves it.
There have been some TIs that Chen has not been in a great position, but he is definitely one of those TI heroes. Comes back time and time again.
Nisha getting stumped up for now. Stormstormer coming over as well, and he has got the Tempest double, so just going to throw down the Fluxes onto Nisha as well as those Spark Rays. Katomi comes flying across as well. He's found himself a haste through. This might be the ingredient they need to bring down Nisha. First blood goes to Stormstormer on the Arc Warden, and he's just picked up a Midas as well. Oh my god, the timings could not be better. This man is happy as Pure will get run down on the top side. Resolution and Zayats do grab that kill.
Yeah, punish him for no support being there. Just gonna pop down the black hole, kick him out of this top lane. But yeah, Stormstormer is off to a phenomenal start on this Arc Warden. And yeah, based on the fact that Toby is also just completely owning, does feel like he's gonna have a whole lot of room to farm in and just get to build that full like 5 slot that we have seen him going for. He does play, like, even though his main hero is often just AFK in their jungle, he is pretty good at constantly sending the Tempest doubles to the side lanes and trying to set up the kills with the supports. So it's not like he's exerting no map pressure at all while he's playing like this.
Yeah, no, he's going to be helping out his teammates and shoving down waves where possible, as you see perfectly illustrated in the top lane. The Tempest double comes through. And it is hard to bring these guys down early on, right? The Tempests.
Yeah, the Secret not necessarily the best at just popping them off the bat. Well, I think a slow game is a good game for Entity. Making a little bit of a move in Kataomi top. Nice stun.
Yeah, very nice. Catching on to 2, trying to get himself away. Doesn't have any more spells to work with, though, and it doesn't look like any TPs are coming the way off this Nyx assassin, so Zayat's just going to run him through the tree line here. This merry band of Eidolons following as well, and that's going to be a nice little pick-off for Zayat. Top lane's very dangerous for the Entity heroes, has to be said, and Chrysalis, he wants to place that cake. He's coming up here as well to help push. Bottom tower, though, almost already dead as Toby and Fishman will do their worst in Night Tower and just tearing through this building.
Yeah, he's not going to be going for the Meteor Hammer this time around. I wonder if that's just because they've already got Nyx and the Jakiro to like set up out of the song. So just going to be going for the Vlads instead. Wraith Pact has just been the off-lane item since it came out, more or less. Well, it was a support item at first, and then now it's all the off-laners that have been snagging it up.
Yeah. You know, Puppy's happy to kind of just sit at mid and absorb these Spark Rays and just kind of exist, you know? He's got Tangos, he's got this Seed of Serenity, he's got himself a mech. He's fine. He can afford to tank some hits here. And has also stacked 6 camps already in this game, which is kind of insane. That's a lot of stacking this man has done.
Yeah, Zayats is kind of, I think, faking out Kataomi and Fishman down here. It's gonna get gone on.
Kinda. I mean, the punch is there. I think Zayat's just trying to kind of mess with them as much as possible. Though that said, Nisha's coming over as well, and they're not able to finish off the kill onto the Tusk, and a nice little shot holding them back, but their attention is over towards Pure, but the Laguna Blade comes through, and they will grab that kill. Tempest double threatening from the sidelines here as it's just about to run out, making sure not to give away any gold. And that's going to be that for the jungle fight. It's literally just Pure going down. He tried to invade and try and find some of these stacks, but I don't think he took any. He only took just a couple of single camps and then died.
It was a cool bait. using the mech to its fullest. Did kind of talk about the damage problems a little bit for Entity, and that hasn't really changed. It's still very much about just shoving lanes, farming, get this massive arc ward, and hope that you can ride out Secret's timing.
So these fights going to be really long or really short or somewhere in the middle, or?
I think it'll be pretty long fights.
Yeah.
Well, except for everybody except for the person who gets Laguna bladed. I think is kind of the answer.
Fight for someone.
Yeah, someone is taking a Laguna blade to the dome and is probably just going to disappear if Nisha's going to go this full, shard Ags, like one-shot build, which we have seen him do.
Yep. Kaya queued up as they roll into the middle lane. Fishman going to be the target. Absolutely no response available from the side of Entity. They'll happily just give up Fishman for now. Secret starting to get control of this middle area. They want to start to put the pressure onto Entity. As we mentioned, they don't want to give them map control. They don't want to let them just play their game freely. Look at Entity. They're just trying to sneak past, Pure trying to get to the side lanes. Chrysalis just farm their jungle as well. So the map really kind of moving for both these teams. But yeah, it looks like they've got this middle tower absolutely surrounded. Look at Resolution's positioning here.
And they've got the Centaur Courser creep already. Zayat's just looking to punish. Doesn't really feel like they can die. I think they're right. Puppy's just in the back with the heals. So Zayat's can play like a crazy person.
Yeah, none of these Entity heroes really ready to make that defense happen. Yeah, this Nagasaran had a great game, and she still is having a great game, but ultimately just going for the Wraith Pact. No points in Song even just yet, so.
I am a little bit surprised at how they're choosing to set up the map here, bringing Toby to top. I thought he was going to be the one playing down bottom and maybe cutting more of these waves and trying to draw Secret into that area, but instead they're giving that farm over to Pure, and he's pretty much only focusing on the top lane. He's not even been taking that jungle farm.
Radiant's
been all about the map. It's all about the map this game. It really is.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we're only 5-1 currently. It's
Ooh. Katomi just about gets across from the shards, and Zaz just about sidesteps the split earth. So a little fight of inches here, but no one does get caught out. I mean, who are you favoring at the moment? Because I'm not sure I have a good read on this game, I'll be honest.
Look, I'm not certain either. I like the timings for Secret. I'm not that worried for them. I feel like this Arc Warden doesn't really become a problem until he's got quite a few more items. So I feel like they do have time and a timing.
Guna onto Fishman. Fishman though, he stays for the D ward. What a champ. So yeah, that's your spells. I'm just gonna finish this and then head out if that's cool with you. Sit in my Seeds of Serenity.
Oh, Secret big move.
All right, here we go. This is a bit of a defining gank. If Secret finds something decent with this, then they can really start to amp up the pressure.
Oh, they know that the real Stormstormer's up here. He was just showing before.
He's going to TP on down to the safety. Toby will be a really big gank here. Doesn't have the song, so looks like he's going to be cutting out. Actually does level it up. Toby, can he get it off? No, he cannot. The cancels are just about there from the side of Team Secret.
Oh, the positioning from Nisha was so cool. He was hanging back, waiting in case the song came out, so that he could just lob the Dragon Slave from the edge, and finish it off. It was very cool.
And now into the pit they go. Taking down Roshan. My goodness, that is going to be quick. Entity, no response at all.
Nope. The best they can do is just get all 3 lanes out and continue farming. Stormstormer's still #1 on the net worth. That's where he certainly wants to stay. And it's going to be going for a Blink and a Gleipnir along the way, so yeah, you don't get the Ags until quite a bit later on.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nisha, he's actually headed towards a... well, at the moment he's got a queued an Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, this is his build for the Magic Lina. Just get all of the Spell Amp, plus the Flame Cloak, which is also Spell Amp, and then just Laguna Blade somebody in. Yeah, and just goodbye. It's a reasonably low cooldown as well, so you can just kind of every time you see the Tempest double, just zap, and that'll be the end of Stormstormer. I don't think he's going to itemize too much to try and tank up.
Yeah, we've seen Nisha do some horrible things to support and honestly even cause with this build. It's been brutal. So, Secret though looking to keep up the pressure. They have the Sages on the Lina. They want to make it work. Chrysalis on the front lines as well, feeling pretty confident, knowing that they just don't really think that Entity can come and fight them. And Entity, they seem to have not really much of a plan for defending this top tier 2 tower. And might even be losing their Arc Ward and Tempest clone here. That's going to be a decent chunk of gold going to Nisha.
Yeah, just how do you kill these secret heroes? Puppy's already got the shard picked up. He's got an Ancient Granite Golem. He's got the Centaur Courser. He's got the Ogre Frost Mage for good measure. If he really wanted to, he could swap out the Alpha Wolf to try and find the little healing creep for even more heal amp for himself. But I think he's got enough. Like, even if Entity Song and like Ice Path and have Pure sitting on top of 2 heroes, 3 heroes, I don't see how they die. It's
yeah, maybe if Pure has had a better start to the game, not been the one core to suffer from the side of Entity, would see a little bit more pace from them, turning up to these fights perhaps. But because his game is just a little bit slowed down, he's not going to hit this BKB for quite a while still. So, and even then, I mean, I feel like there's just so much to fight into on Secret that Entity will find it very difficult to do much about it. So I guess we look towards Stormstormer, and he's still a long time away from getting much of a build online. I mean, he's got the Maelstrom, he's got the Midas, but so greedy on him that he's still going to be a little bit online until you really feel the full effectiveness of this build.
They can kill waves on Entity, but it's kind of crazy that they're not even able to find a trade here for the bottom tier 2 while both their top and mid tier 2s are taken out. Okay, Zayat goes rolling into his death here. He does have Chrysalis inside of him.
Chrysalis, yeah, he's just going to come out and munch on Zayat, so it's going to be a trade for now, and the stun comes there. Malefice from Resolution onto Pure is going to take him down as well. No TP for you, good sir. That's 2 kills for the side of Secret as they finally show their faces down on the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Nisha going to just deal with the Tempest double on the top side at the same time as well, so also pocketing some gold out of this. Explosive stuff from Secret, yeah. As you say, this Tusk rolling in, looking like he's just overestimating himself massively, but surprise.
He did die, but yeah, Secret kicking them out of bottom, able to just keep on playing these lanes. Nisha's with his Boots of Travel picked up, can always go and join the team, TP onto the creeps from Puppy. And, well, Entity, all the hopes are on Stormstormer. Just hope that he keeps on farming and hope that he can get into complete his item build before they lose too much more. They're still farming. The net worth lead is not growing ridiculously.
They are always farming. That is true with this draft. They are always farming. There's no way to really stop them unless you come into their base and take down their buildings. I'm pretty sure until you explode their ancient, then they're still going to be farming.
Secret are kind of tightening the noose here. Stormstormer does have a TP to get out and switch to the other side of the map.
Yep, that's the gameplay. Avoids them again. Is kind of left Katomi behind, but Katomi under the cover of invisibility with Vendetta is going to be absolutely fine. Do you think there's any chance they try and set up with like a Song into Jakiro into, some Spark Wraiths or something like that? Or are they really just going to let this tier 2 fall as well?
Yeah, probably not this one. Maybe High Ground? It doesn't even feel like the Tempest doubles can't even really do anything with the Nyx Assassin art. Even if Katomi goes and finds somebody off by themselves, like, are you going to kill them if you bring in the Tempest double? And
oh, they found the Leshrac. They managed to find Pure. Pure trying to turn this one around, but he is just bashed up and killed off by the side of Secret. Not even a bash, actually, just the Malefice doing its work and cancelling out the stun. And Pure is going to be the one suffering once again, just absolutely unable to do anything on this Leshrac, the lowest net worth core.
It's too easy for Secret. They don't even have to play grouped up. They can keep sweeping the map over and over. They send Entity to the other side, they run at them, and Entity swaps sides. They run at them there as well.
They basically just left Puppy to take that bottom tower by himself. Like, Zayat and Nisha within connecting distance, but really it was just Puppy running down the tower. Like, This is ridiculous. Surely Entity have to do something about this, but they believe in Stormer. They believe in
Smoke breaks. They know that Toby's in here somewhere. Can they find him?
He's got the song. He's got the song, and he's gonna sing. TP away. Bye-bye. Once again. Entity will run away across the other side of the map.
Gone for a smoke, but if Crystal's paying attention, it's a little, yeah, he pings. It's a little suspicious watching the creep wave die to a Pulse Nova from a Leshrac that you can't see. And there's not even anybody home down here on this this bottom side of the map. Secret, or I don't even know if they're necessarily gearing up a high ground push. That timing can't be too far away. Crystal is getting close to a BKB. Nisha's getting pretty close to his Ags. Yeah, I think that's probably the game plan. They could wait for the Rezo BKB as well. It's not like there's going to be the Ags coming out quickly from this Naga Siren to deal with it.
No, it's going to be a while. It's going for it next, though, so... Yeah, maybe if they wait for Roche, she'll have it by then. It is a very real possibility. Infest, yeah, in the bottom lane. Katobi gets caught out. Nick Sasson going down, Secret claiming their kind of 2-minute kill, I guess.
Yeah, over-under on how many kills Entity end the game with?
I don't know. Depends how long we're going, but I reckon this game's going to end at like 35 minutes with Entity maybe getting like 2 more kills. I'll double their kill score for them.
Okay, so 4. I'll take under.
Yeah. You don't believe. Well, Stormer,
Yeah,
Tempest Double is going to be able to survive. That's okay. Not giving up the gold. He's very good at TPing out the Tempest Double when it's like closer to expiring than you'd expect. So he always draws a bit of attention to it, and then most of the time it does die before they actually get to kill it. He's very, very good about it, I've noticed, which is a nice little pickup for any aspiring Arc Warden players out there.
Yeah, I don't think he's fed away too much gold. And okay, Entity, they're smoked up, maybe looking for their fight. The song's just coming off cooldown. They've got the BKB on the Lesh. Let's see what happens when they push all of their buttons.
Entity looking for a fight, yeah. What a treat. Although Pyra's very much on the front line with his BKB.
They can send the Arc Warden to scout. All they're going to see so far is the Ancient Granite Golem. And now they spot Puppy. Who's behind Puppy? This is the Puppy. This is the move. Oh no, I'm trapped. You've caught me.
Yeah. Oh, don't jump me. I'd hate that. But reality is the team is right behind him. But Entity, they're wise to his tricks. They're wise to old Puppy's tomfoolery as Zayas places the ward, finds Katomi, and Katomi is going to get brought down, lands a stun. Crystal's immediately running up the high ground, looking for another target. Fishman going for the TP away, somehow still catching the Ice Path on the Lifestealer there. As, shards onto Fury, he's not BKB'd here. He's going to be okay.
That's close.
Yeah, fine, no worries. Bit clenched there perhaps on Pure, but otherwise fine. Though he is showing himself top, and Resolution is waiting nearby with a Blink Black Hole. No BKB just yet. Getting ahead of myself.
Got it.
Yeah, Nisha can just kind of drift on over to him now that he's picked up this Ags. And I don't know off the top of my head how much damage this is, but it's a lot. I'll maybe check the combat log.
Fine. Yeah,
yeah, it's a lot. We'll check the combat log after he zaps somebody for the first time with full stacks and everything else.
The concrete numbers, the real data. We know that's what you nerds want. So, Entity able to claw back a bit of their map here. Might be able to get some vision down, get the secret vision gone. Right, they don't jump you here, of course. Lina is TPing on over. Pure knows about this, I think, as the Storm Tempest Double going to see them here. Laguna actually just straight up use onto the Tempest Double. They want to take that one down. As they move on to Pure here. Pure popping the BKB, trying to turn it around. The Black Hole comes through, does catch out the Leshrac, so he's going to fall, and they won't be able to save Fishman either. Entity backing themselves away. They did have the song to play with, but with the BKB popped on Resolution there, no chance of them being able to cancel that one out. That was a BKB reveal from Resolution, but it is going to secure the Roshan.
And they go, pretty big lead. There's still the song available, so maybe they can do something here. If Crystals wants to, he can like rage and BKB to secure the end of this one though.
Yeah, likely will, I think, even if there is no nearby to be seen. And there we go.
is under
Aegis
attack.
now in the hands of the Lifestealer. Secret going to be seriously considering heading up that high ground soon. Let's hope that Entity have some plans in place. What they do have is a Gleipnir on Stormstormer. He's also almost got the Aghanims. Might just be able to squeeze it out before Team Secret get to that high ground. Will make things a little bit harder unless he does die here, but as usual, he is just the moment he senses any danger at all. I mean, you got to say, Stormstormer's game sense, very, very on point.
Yeah, the whole team has been good at playing this Rat Dota, kind of avoiding them. A lot of the kills have been kind of turnarounds, and just the pickoffs that Zayats is constantly finding as he continues to know no fear. It's just an Invisor in this time around. They're going to see him. One clicks over the stun. Okay.
Katomi and Zayas just playing a little bit of you blink on me, I blink on you. Bit of leapfrog, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of sums up the game, really. Secret trying to pounce on Entity, Entity just pouncing away again, waiting for their timings. The timing which might never come. We're hoping for it, but waiting for a train which might never arrive as Pure just gets brought down again. I don't know if he's getting impatient or just feels like he needs to be playing a little bit deeper on the map or just trying to drag Secret around. It's hard to say, but he is the one who's suffering the most. He has died now 6 times on this Leshrac. Meanwhile, Stormstorm is somehow sitting at 1-0-0.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Secret had to go that far out of their way to counter this Leshrac. I think a lot of it is that, you know, Entity, the Lesh is not the heart and soul of this draft. You know, it's really about the Arc Warden and the Naga Siren, but yeah, he's having a very difficult one.
All right, a couple of status updates here as Secret head to the high ground, just immediately unleashing onto Fishman. They do have the Aghanims picked up on the Arc Warden, so he's going to be able to get back and start spamming down these Spark Rays. But how much work is it really going to do? Well, we're about to find out as Toby singing the song of his people, but Chrysalis inside the BKB is going to be absolutely fine. That's right, BKB and Rage. He's all leaning on this one, but the two of them held together. Nice little ice path coming on through as well. Gleipnir being thrown down also, but Chrysalis just going to heal up off these illusions using that open wounds and now looks towards the Tempest double. Stormstormer's Tempest double might not be getting out of this one, so it's going to be limited the amount of Spark Rays they can actually put down to defend this high ground. As Chrysalis just happy to sit on the front lines like this and tank up everything which Entity is throwing their way. They're really not getting them off this high ground right now, but you could maybe say they're out lashing as poor old Fishman gets punched up. It's not enough to kill him off though. Chrysalis getting very low. Has the Aegis though, so do not worry, but Fishman is going to eventually fall to the LSA from Nisha as he uses that Aghanim to just float up the high ground and try and help out. And now, well, Entity holding back for now. The Aegis wasn't used, and they do have 2 more minutes still on it. So Chrysalis is going to go back home, heal himself up, get himself some mana back again as well. And maybe the rinse and repeat here, but I don't know. After that hold, are you starting to feel a little bit worried for Secret here, or are you still feeling confident?
I still think looking pretty good. The Arc Warden with his Ags and hitting the level 20 is going to be a pretty big timing. Still don't really feel like they're looking like they can kill Secret. The only thing that really held back Chrysalis there was that he completely ran out of mana, so he couldn't press one more Rage. Not all the time that you run out of mana on the Lifestealer, but
yeah, that's something you really don't see very often, do you? That's impressive.
Yeah, the open wound is another 75, and he doesn't have any mana regen or anything, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if the Spark Wraiths can hold. If the Entity, they've been farming for 30 minutes to get to this point. This is what they've been waiting for. I think that, yeah, they're even handing the tome over to Stormstormer. Everything for him. Let's see if this strat works the way that they're hoping it will.
Zayas jumping onto Pure dares to leave the base once again. Ogre seal away, but he's not going to be able to escape the shards off Zayas. They'll run him down. And look at this. Resolution on the high ground. Doesn't find the opening for the black hole, but will just unleash a couple of spells onto Fishman here as Nisha is there to finish the job. The LSA plus the Dragon Slave inside the Flame Cloak doing so much damage. And now Chrysalis smacking away at that high ground. Stormstormer doing his best to stop them. Toby coming over as well. Just really wants them to stop hitting their base. In comes the bubble, in comes the damage. They are getting Chrysalis a little bit low. Chrysalis still has options here as he's actually using the open wounds onto the Tempest double, but is going to fall. Eventually, the Spark Wraiths and the eventual harassment of Entity do bring him down, and Life number 2, ready to do it all over again as Resolution comes to the sidelines, finds a catch onto the Arc Warden. The song is there from Toby, but it's not going to save Stormstormer. Immediate buyback coming out from the Arc Warden. The song is there from Toby, holding them back. Toby looking for the stun, doesn't find it, jumps forwards, trying to catch one, gets Resolution, but Nisha still holding the line, holding Entity back as Entity try to repel Team Secret from their base, and it looks like they are going to be successful in doing so. Pure jumping out again. Leshrac really wants to make some action happen. This man is bored. They find Nisha on the sidelines here. Katobi finding the jump, but the save comes out from Zayat as he punches this Nick Assassin. Nick Assassin forced stuff back away as Pure on the front lines trying to get a bit of damage here. They have managed to get Zayat with the Gleipnir. Zayat will die, but it is actually Chrysalis who snuck around the back lines. Got a kill on Katomi here, and Toby now finding up into him as a lifestealer, just trying to get away from this, but he's kind of being cooked at the moment. Does get off the rage, gets off the open wounds to heal up off Toby. Toby dead as well as Secret. They will hold the line here. They will not leave Entity alone as they want, and it's cost them so much to make this defense happen. The Tempest double getting very low. Fishman might be able to save it, but nope. In comes a Dragon Slave to just kill it off. They are running pretty low on resources on the side of Secret, though.
Yes, Secret's only limit is that they're running out of mana. It's a little ridiculous.
Well, in again we go. This time it's onto Pure. Pure getting very low on the side of this as well, and he is going to drop. No buyback on the Leshrac, and he's going to cool it. GG's come out. They have run out of juice on the side of Entity, and this game will belong to Team Secret. They get the 2-0 going 22-4 at 33-minute mark. Just saying, they kind of cool it, base skip.
Yeah, they just didn't end up having the damage. Nisha, some absolutely sick plays in that last fight. He had his Aeon Disc locked, he unlocked it, he got saved by Zayat anyway. It was about to get popped by some Spark Wraiths. He just put it down on the ground, kept it nice and safe, let the Spark Wraiths hit him, picked it back up. He was running circles around Entity in that fight. It was some really beautiful play from Secret, and the draft, I think, kind of doing exactly what we thought it would. For Entity, it's not something new. This has kind of been their ultimate comfort. It's the thing that's looked best for them all the way through this group stage, but it was not the answer against Team Secret. And yeah, Team Secret get the revenge on the stage where it matters the most, taking the 2-0 here.
Yep, they do. Finally managing to execute Entity and getting a bit of revenge for blocking them from the direct qualification to TI. But with that LCQ experience, they're able to bring them down. Chrysalis, man, I mean, I think his game deserves highlighting. 10-0 and 7 on the Lifestealer. Absolutely uncontested throughout this entire game, really. The highlights start at 29 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, the lane wasn't easy for him, but he was very uncontested in the game. Like they had problems killing all of Secret, but Chrysalis especially was just kind of completely immortal this game, latching onto the Lesh, just sitting in the middle of the fight, tanking up all the spells, all the auras, and everything else, keeping him alive. Entity gave him the business in some of these fights, and they couldn't do it.
No, not enough in the tank in the end. I do feel like, I don't know, like, I guess there wasn't that much more to offer, but they could have held on to the game longer. I really feel like Storm wanted to keep playing that one, but probably the rest of the team being like, we don't want to just sit here and watch you play for the next 10 minutes while Secret just destroy us.
Yeah, they were a death away from it just being over. It looked like Secret were just going to grind them out. Not a whole lot more that you could do.
The big one, to be honest. This is when he calls it, and that's going to be it. Yeah, not much left in it. It's a shame, but yeah, Nisha as well with the magic build, doing exactly what he needs to do to secure the game. That was like where all their damage came from as well for the pickoffs, like just being able to blow people up, using that Aghanims, using the Ethereal Blade. Did you ever get the stats for the big Laguna Blades?
I didn't figure it out. I'll do the math and post it on Twitter or something. We'll check it out in demo mode. Someone can check it out there. But a pretty critical 2-0 for Secret, right? As we're talking about the overall standings, they came in 7-5. Sort of the Group B. There's a big middle of the pack currently, and this is going to put them head and shoulders above. And Entity, they were kind of right at the bottom of that big congestion in the middle of the group, and they don't advance any further up. So going to be tricky for them as we come into the pointy end of the group stage.
Yeah. Secret now going to be tied with tied with Aster for second place after that one. And match MVP for this game is going to be Puppy with the perfect KD. Oh, you love to see it. 0-0 Chen.
0-0-14. Double 007. Puppy, he didn't do anything in the early game except chase Fishman around in circles, but that's all he had to do. Chase him around, get some stacks, let your carries farm, get your mech off of passive gold, do the Puppy, and just keep baiting poor old Entity into their doom, and yeah, it looked fantastic.
Keep looking cute, keep looking killable, and never actually dying. The perfect Puppy game there. Absolutely owning on this Chen with the perfect scoreline to end up this game. Well, that was quite the adventure between Team Secret and Entity, but Secret do prove to us that they are the boss teams. They've learned from the LCQs, and Entity are going to be put down a peg or two, and we've got the panel to break down the day's actions so far. Over to you guys.
Secret trying to solidify themselves in that upper bracket, and this 2-0 definitely helps them with that one. Entity needed to have at least one win here to try and get away from the bottom near elimination. Unfortunately, they don't get it though. Game 1, Kezu, was there room for them to do that, or are you a bigger Secret fanboy right now after those displays?
I mean, I'm a Secret fanboy all around, all the time.
All the time, 24/7.
I feel like game 1, they definitely had the space to do so. But I feel like they didn't. Also, I told myself I'm done talking about drafts, but then the more I see, I just can't stop.
You watch?
Yes, I just can't stop because there's definitely some problems here and there, and some other teams, they're really abusing that.
What are some of the problems for this one?
I mean, so far, Team Secret here, looking at their draft, they've got the Gyrocopter versus the Enigma. Normally, you know, this is a pretty manageable lane for the Enigma. Gyro definitely wins it, but they lost super hard. The Gyro net worth was out of control this game. And the other lanes, like the Broodmother, you try dealing with an Ember Spirit. I've seen them try it time and time again. It just doesn't work out.
I feel like, so one of the things with this Gyro matchup that Fear mentioned, it's definitely not supposed to go this way at all. I feel like they misplayed the bot lane, then they missed a few spells. Secret really capitalized on it. And one of the things I really saw in these two games is that I feel like people still don't really know how to deal with this Broodmother. Perhaps they feel uncomfortable with what carries to put there. But I feel like one of the things we saw more in the LCQ was people swapping their lanes. You can put your offlaner in the safe and against some of these Enigmas or Broods. Two heroes